Okay, the first survey we'll take a look at is called the State of CSS 2019, and it's a survey about CSS. It's built with Gatsby, I believe, and developers who did the survey and put this website together are Sacha Grief and Rafael Benit. And it's a really cool looking website and very deep information from their survey, which we will take a look. But first, as we get started, they offer a t-shirt, and really neat t-shirt for $24 plus shipping if you're interested. Yes, it's really cool. Survey starts off by looking at demographics, where over 11,000 people participate from 135 different countries. Salary, and look at that, someone makes over $200,000 doing CSS. Wow, that's intriguing. Sources of CSS information, where they get the information from. And look at this, males dominate the survey, a small percentage of females. I was surprised. I thought it would be more equal. Job titles, so forth. Let's look at features. Features of CSS that you may use. Usage overload. Look, grid. Flexbox dominates. Complete domination. Grid is next. Wow. Units and measures. Pixels is percent. EMs, VH, and REMs are the top 5 units that is used. Tools, SAS, less, all preprocessors. Yes, other tests. Oh, VS Code is the most used text editor, which is not surprising. I said other tests, I meant other tools. Environments, Chrome is the browser that most developers use. Resources, opinions, easy to learn, conclusion. I think this is a really cool website, and I'll put the link in the description below. Now let's take a look at the next survey called the State of JavaScript 2018, developed by the same 2 developers that did the State of CSS 2019. Well, this is neat. Look at that. I think this is also built in Gatsby. Quick intro. There we go. Then let's take a look at English. Let's take a look at the demographics. Participation by country, salaries, user experience, etc. Source breakdown, email, Twitter. Gender breakdown. Male, female. To connections. For instance, TypeScript, its connection. React. JavaScript flavors, ES6, TypeScript. Flow, I've never used Flow. I've never heard of Reason. Interesting. Frameworks, React, Vue, Angular, Ember, Polymar, data layers, Redux, GraphQL, Apollo. I never heard of MobX. Back-end frameworks, Express, which is not a surprise because of Node. Overall testing, Jest, Mocha, Jasmine, Enzyme. Mobile apps. Look at other tools, other languages that are used. Browser APIs, build tools. Yes, a lot of information which you can take a look on your own. I'll put the links in the show notes below. Yes, another great website. The next survey we're going to take a look at is called Developer Survey Results 2019, created by StackOverFlow. And they have over nearly 90,000 developers who participated in this survey. Key results: Python, the fastest growing major programming language, has risen in the ranks. Over half our respondents had written their first line of code by the time they were 16. DevOps specialists and site reliability engineers among the highest paid. I'm not sure what they do. Of the top countries in our survey, China has developers that are the most optimistic, while developers in Western European countries like France and Germany are among the least optimistic about the future. When thinking about blockers to productivity, different kinds of developers report different challenges. Men are more likely to say that being tasked with non-development work is a problem, while gender minority say that toxic work environments are a problem. And the participants responded that Stack Overflow saves them 30 to 90 minutes of time per week because of the problem solving that they have found. Geography, where the participants come from, you can look at monthly Stack Overflow visits. Professional developers participated. And I find it surprising that the majority of the participants were full stack developers, followed by back-end developers, not front-end developers. And you can see breakdown of various categories of the 90,000 developers who participated. Writing the first line of code. I find this interesting. 8.7% wrote the first code 10 years or younger. Wow. Education, demographics, gender. A lot of interesting and updated information here. Family. And you can take your time looking at the site on your own. Technology, JavaScript is the #1 programming languages. Frameworks, web frameworks, not particularly JavaScript only. Databases, MySQL, which is not surprising. Platforms, things people love or hate about developmental work. Visual Code Studio is the #1 text editor, as it is in all surveys that have shown the same result. Employment information, company information, lots and lots of information here if you are into looking at things like this, you can find it in the StackOverFlow Developers Survey results. I'll put the link in the show notes below. Yes, you can have a field day if you love looking at statistics and data like this. So much information here. So have fun if you want to take a look at this. Our next survey, called Developer Survey, is by a company called Iconic. Iconic specializes in building mobile apps, so their viewpoint may be a little different from the normal web developer. So let's take a look at their survey results. Top mobile tools used. According to this survey, Cordova, PhoneGap, Progressive Web Apps, or known as PWAs. Wow, I didn't realize that many developers use PWAs, which has many advantages over a regular mobile app design program. The big picture. Survey result demographics. Environments that you work in. Which of the following best describes your current job role? Size of your company. Frameworks used. Oh, surprisingly, Angular is popular here. And of course, I'm not surprised Iconic is top-rated library development tools, because this is an Iconic survey, so most of the results are from people who use Iconic. Native only development, cross-platform only devs. So there's a lot of information here focused on mobile app development, which you might be interested in, as you can scroll down. And as always, I will put the link this into the description below. Backend technology. So this is a quick overview of the Iconic Web Developer Survey. The final survey or statistical site we're going to look at is called W3Techs. It's a long-time site that provides the most reliable and extensive source of information on web technology usage. I've been using it for quite a while, and the thing about them is most of their data has always been updated and is current, so no matter when you look at it throughout the year, it's current information. As you can see, starts off by listing content management systems, and WordPress, as we all know, is far by the most used CMS today by quite a large margin. And if you notice, Squarespace is there at number 5? Wow, that's interesting. PHP, because most of the CMSs use PHP, so that's not a surprise. As we look at JavaScript client side, which is not a surprise either. JavaScript is the most popular front-end programming language, dynamic language. Site elements, structure. A lot of interesting information here you may be interested in. As we scroll down, web servers. I find this interesting. Web hosting providers. GoDaddy is ranked #1. The GoDaddy group. Of course, there's several companies that come under that, so it's not GoDaddy by itself. So if you just want to break it down to technologies overview, you can do that. Reports, sites, find out what technology a particular website is using. So if you want to study this deeper, go ahead and look for W3 Techs.